Greetings, everyone. Chat has spoken, and we are going to do a best of three Theros Beyond Death draft today. And I like best of three in the abstract. It's sideboarding is a good challenge. I do better in these events. You know, my EV is better in best of three by quite a bit. But there's something to be said for that one game at a time action that best of one provides. However, we're gonna get deep here. We're gonna draft sideboard cards. We're gonna think about our sideboarding and all that good stuff. And before we jump in, though, I'm gonna thank my sponsor, Card Kingdom. Unfortunately, Card Kingdom has now shipped their final order for the time being for the next couple of weeks as we look ahead to the coronavirus outbreak and the consequences therein to local businesses have now hit Card Kingdom, and they're done with order fulfillment for right now. But they're still my sponsor, and I'm still going to talk about how awesome they are. And as soon as you're ready to buy Magic cards again, they're going to be ready to sell Magic cards again as this economy spins back up after we do the right thing here and save as many lives as we can. Please check out cardkingdom.com for when you want to celebrate the end of the lockdown by getting some new stuff for your favorite Magic decks. So thank you, Card Kingdom, for your support. Hang in there. I hope all Card Kingdom employees are finding their way okay here, and I'm not sure what they're doing about compensating employees during this tough time, but hopefully all those peeps I know and appreciate at Card Kingdom are doing well. Now, to the draft. What have we got? What a Garbo pack. This is not a great rare. One of the more powerful upside cards here is Rise to Glory, but it's gold. We don't love starting gold. Prophecy is fine. Wayfarer, I think, is actively good, but I haven't ever first picked one before. I have come way up on the Wayfarer. I was not into the aggro early in the format, but it's shown itself, and I get yeah. So we can take a look. This has a lot of upside too, but I have been liking the white. There's almost no red here. I want to keep in mind one thing about this pack is that like there's a lot of white. Like I think a lot of the bots downstream may end up taking white cards from this pack, or maybe blue cards. So yeah, I think Dumbledore's probably correct here. This is just the highest upside. If we end up not in this, that's fine. And it's just first pick. I don't mind taking a gold card for power here, especially not a blue one. Like I want to avoid blue. I think also blue will be picked up. The bots tend to take rares, and then this is a good playable blue card. So I'm going to take Rise, and we'll see if we can kind of stay away from blue especially. And rewarded here with a Elspeth's Nightmare, pick 2. Maybe we'll wheel this Envoy, but this goes right along with our first pick. Another Rise. Inevitable End, though. Maybe we should just take the Inevitable End, which actually works with the first Rise. But 2 Rise is a heck of a way to start a draft. Yeah, it is a great target for Rise. There's better ones in the color though, right? Like the ones we really want are like the Apathy and stuff. Apathy and Grasp. Well, I hear you. Normally you want the payoffs before the enablers, but also if you expect the payoffs to flow, you can focus on enablers. Rise sometimes wheels, but you don't count on it. Like I think I've seen it once wheel, maybe once. I think it's possible, but it's not likely. But okay, chat seems to want the end, and it's close between those two. Here's where I like a Wayfarer over even a Lampad or an Omen. Although we could take a Lampad or an Omen on the fact that 2 of our picks are straight black. They're not white-black. So we could keep on the black plan so that we can pivot away from white if we want to. First pick was Rise to Glory. But I'm going to be greedy. I like the Wayfarer actually a bit better than the Lampad right now in the decks that it's good in. So I'm going to take the Wayfarer. This Omen is solid. I'll take a Flicker or a Glory Bearers, but I think the Indomitable Will as an instant is where I want to be with the Wayfarer plan. Omen is right there with it. Maybe I should be taking the first Omen over first Will. But I only want one of these. I might play a couple of these. Blessing is fine here. I like it over the Thief and the Enemy. Late Omen, but we see that a lot from the bots. All right, pick 7, Wayfarer. That's cool. Starting to come up Millhouse here. Although, complete whiff on pick 8. We'll take a Wings of Hubris that we won't play. Or, yeah, this is not a Wings of Hubris deck. I think I'll just take an uncommon for some Vault Progress. Yeah, it's not. Whatever. Vault Progress isn't a good reason. I mean, it's a win. This is also best of 3, so we can consider it if there's a reason out of the board we might want it. First Eyes, 3rd Wayfarer. I think we take 3rd Wayfarer. Getting these Wayfarers locked in early is pretty incredible to me. And Eyes, I only want one of. I only want 1 Eyes. I will take 5 Wayfarers. If we can get 5 Wayfarers, I would take them. If we get another Eyes, I'm going to be like, eh. So I'll be sad if we don't have a chance at an Eyes ever this draft again. But I'm taking the Wayfarer. Well, I was saying that watch out because blue is probably going to get drafted by the bots based on what, but then it didn't really flow, and now we see that blue's actually kind of open. We could even take a deny if we get staggering insight early in pack 2 and we have a deny. We could pivot to white blue, maybe splash black, but Berserker is a fine top end. You're right, Jikerman. This is good enough that we should just take it. It's in our active colors, but yeah, look, blue is wide open. So if we wanted to prepare to pivot to blue, we could, but also, again, blue is wide open, but now we have a black pick. And we have nothing here suggestive of getting into it. I think we're going to be saddened by blue for the rest of the draft, but I also don't think we can, really, you want to give up on, this is just an absolute playable Dumbledore. We have 3 Wayfarers. This on 3 is going to trigger Wayfarers and do stuff. I mean, yeah, it's a 23rd card, but it's not. It's better than 23rd. I think you're wrong, Dumbledore. Soul Reaper is bottom 3rd, but not last. Not last card of your deck. I'm not going to pass it. Too much going on, but yes, we can keep this in mind. I guess I would want. I'm going to take Stern Dismissal. Because if there was something that was going to get us into... Hey, Travis, thank you so much for that sub. If there was something that would get us into blue-white over the black, it might be that Staggering Insight. And Stern Dismissal is great with Staggering Insight because you clear away the thing that blocks and then you draw a card to replace the Stern Dismissal. But yeah, blue is looking so wide, we should seriously consider it. In fact, I think I'm going to put it in... This Temple Thief is nice too, but wow, are the bots not interested in blue right now? Here, though, I can't see passing the Liar. Can punt on our Settle for a turn, 1 turn here. Boar is nice, but I'm not looking to start on green right now. Here's an Eyes we could grab. It's likely to wheel based on pack 1. We could take Envoy and try to wheel the Eyes. Tried to wheel the Envoy before and it wasn't working. But the Eyes did wheel. How greedy. I'm going to take the Envoy and try and wheel that Eyes. yucky lack of black here. We can take Fishify. Tactics here. Tactics might be good, but we're kind of with the Wayfarer. I kind of want creatures or things that are enchantments. So yeah, we can take the tutor for spec, but boy, that's clunky. What are you going to get that you're really happy about with this? You're going to pay 6 mana for a removal spell? I mean, maybe if that's what you got to pay, you're okay with it, but funeral rites. I guess I'm going to spec on the Fishify here. Funeral rites is okay. It's not really... With 3 Wayfarers, I'm trying to be a little bit more aggressive here, and this doesn't really do that, but... Yeah, I'm going to take the Fishify. I still don't think we're going to end up in blue, but it was flowing so heavily, I think we have to take it seriously. We can bring in a hero. What's Jikerman's point? How realistic is blue? Before we take a Chimera over a great aggro playable like hero, we better be sure that we're realistic about this blue. And I think we're not giving up the white. So it's either white, blue, or white, black. And right now, between Nightmare End and Rise, I still want the black. I think Nightmare End and Rise is better than Deny, Stern, and Fishify, not to mention the depth of playables outside of that. Why are we married to the white? Because I feel like the 3 Wayfarers is a real plan. Like this is a deck. Pious Wayfarer, 3 Pious Wayfarers, a Blessing, an Envoy, and a Will is an incredible core to a aggro white deck, and this is the side of our picks so far that I'm the most excited about. So yeah, I'm gonna go hero here. I think this is tempting, but let's lean into the thing we know we're gonna do. Now I like this Life's Bounty. Fits right into the plan. Another Will also fits right into the plan, although we could... Here, I'm going to leave and then come back. And now we have second Indomitable Will or second Temple Thief. But ideally, we will just splash the black and be heavy white. So let's take another white trick. This is a fine spot for a Triumphant Surge. A little removal for us. Nothing here. Guess I'll take... Yeah, I'll take Devourer. Hey, the Envoy wheeled from pack 1. We get to see now whether we see if the Eyes wheeled. If the Eyes wheeled, everybody fist pump. Ready? Here we go. Yeah! Even got the Tactics back? I think we take Tactics and see if we can't go hyper low to the ground aggro. Get some White Omens in the 3rd pack. I think I like that better than a 5-drop here. This makes me just want to get low to the ground. I don't hate the Unicorn Strickler, but look where we're headed with this deck. We have 4 playable 1-drops, which is to say playable on turn 1. We have 2 1-drop interactions. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2-drops. And anyway, point is, like, I want to play as few 5s as possible here. But if a Unicorn comes around, maybe we will see about playing it. But right now, I don't see this deck as needing it. You know, here's a nice go wide support for this tactics. And no real cost except the Eidolon. Eidolon is pretty good, though. We could throw that right in there. This might wheel. Hoplite has wheeled. So I think we could justify an Eidolon here and try and wheel the Hoplite. Although that does lean us away from being hyper heavy white. I'll pull this one. Seems like chat is being pulled in different directions on this one, like my brain is. So we'll call this hop for hoplite and hate for hateful. You want to hop or do you want to hate? I believe I have seen the hoplite wheel. The hoplite definitely wheels when bots are uninterested. It's tough to know whether they're interested or not, though. And also note there's not a lot of white cards in the pack. That makes it less likely to wheel. We also don't have any of the great combos with Hateful Eidolon yet, which is, of course, Mire's Grasp. You know, we do have Inevitable End, which works with the Eidolon, though. Yeah, that's what Hida is saying, echoing what I was just saying. I think there's a good argument for taking this and building towards it and hoping you get some of the action here. Or if let's say we had 2 Mire's Grasp in this deck already, or even one more. Like if we had a Mire's Grasp and an Inevitable End already, this gets a lot more tempting. But this is... It's also 5 mana. I was just saying how I don't like 5 mana if we're trying to be hyper aggro. Yeah, Eyes works with Eidolon. What do you mean, Hida? It's only pack 3, pick 1. The next 2 to 3 packs could have Mire's Grasps in them. Well, I'm going to override chat here. I get what you're saying, but what we have here makes me want to keep lower to the ground than a 5-drop, and I think we might wheel this. So I'm gonna take the cheapie, overriding chat here, and look, see? I told you. This isn't amazing, but we should take it. It's an enchantment that triggers the Wayfarers. And what else we take? I mean, there's a Unicorn, there's a Will again, Piper. Well, we'll take Timuret. Not really what we're looking for there. Omen, interesting. Although I think we probably... Let's see, what's our creature count that we're happy with? 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right now we have like 11 creatures plus 12 if you want to count the Berserker. I do want, you know, like a Harpy would be good in this deck, I think. I think it's Harpy or Revoke. And I'm going to go with the more proactive Harpy than the reactive Revoke. Fourth, Wayfarer. Let's make sure we're doing this right. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. With 12 enchantments already that we're quite happy to play, I'm happy with Wayfarer number 4. Maybe we'll wheel this enchantment as well. Lampad, a 2-mana enchantment. Dawn Evangel, a 3-mana enchantment that has some upside. But I think we just want a Lampad here. Don't have one yet, and if we're trying to get aggro low to the ground, Lampad finishing the last final 5 points of damage is pretty all right. Let's take some Vault Progress here, not running any of these cards. I think I have a Wings. I don't think I'm playing the 1 Wings. I know I'm not playing 2 Wings. All right, well, we're drying up now, but hopefully like one more pick and we're fine. We're probably fine already, but I wouldn't mind one more playable here. This is not a playable. All right, Soul Reaper could make the cut as a 3-drop enchantment creature here. We'll take another Devourer. And another aggro card. That's fine. Probably makes the cut. Depends on how low to the ground we want to get here. 20 gems on the grind. Black. Sorry, one sec. Updating my spreadsheet. All right. We're 2-2 with it East, and we're going to finish it up later. Sure, that works. $15.12. Yeah, I suppose fruit. You could make an argument that fruit in a hyper aggro deck could close it out, but I think we have better tools for that already. Maybe we cut the tactics. We didn't wheel the hoplite, and I'd rather just use the Indomitable Will as our thing. And if it's funny, we started on Rise to Glory. And what does this get us back enchantment-wise? We get 2 Wills, a Mire's Grasp, a Sentinel's Eyes that we get back for free. Sentinel's Eyes is a terrible... Oh, Inevitable End. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also suggest Hateful Eidolon. Maybe not the best, but we do have the Grasp, Inevitable End combo. And it's a 1-drop. Fits the tight curve at least. Maybe we could take out the Leonin. Maybe I'm being greedy with 15 here too. I was going to cut Rise. Like this could be a deck, a justifiable 15. But with the Liar, maybe we just expand to 16. Although maybe it should be 9-7. $14.10. Maybe it's supposed to be 8-8, but I really do we want these early Wayfarers, and you want kind of, sometimes you're going to want white so that you can go Wayfarer, you know. So I think I do like 9-7 with all of the early white we want to play. But I think we can, now what are we cutting? We got 15-10. Maybe cut a Lost Pride. And put back in Rise. And cut one more thing. Final cut suggestions? True, you have the lands. I was hesitant to take out a Soul Reaper just because they're at least enchantment creatures, but we could do that. Yeah, Hat doesn't want to cut enchantment bodies. I'm reticent as well. Almost rather cut a Harpy. What sleeves did you want, Krauser? Which not a dude, Hat? If we cut a not a dude, I'd sure like it to be not an enchantment either. Yeah, we could cut Surge, maybe. Bring it in and out of the board. Eldraine Arena. Is that this? Describe the pretty picture. I like Liar as an aggro card, actually, so this is, I think, the least aggro. No, we didn't get the Hoplite back. Took a shot, it didn't come back. I said there wasn't much white in the pack so that it was less likely to than normal. But that's okay, I think this is fine. I like this deck. And we're going to call it done. I'll prep a par pole, and we'll see what we can do with it. One sec. I get these. I need to simplify. Whatever. Whatever, you guys get some extra options. I hear you, LOL, but what do you want? You want to bring in tactics? What is your cut then? You got to tell me what your cut is, right? You want to bring in tactics? What are you cutting? To me, tactics is doing a similar job to even Indomitable Will in the deck because of all the Wayfarers. Playing Indomitable Will with Wayfarers out, it's going to have a similar effect to the tactics. Except I don't care, D. I do it for the people. No, I'm not cutting enchantment creatures. We have 4 Wayfarers. 3-drop enchantment creatures are our friends. And I think I still like the Blessing over the tactics. But that's fair. But again, those are doing very similar jobs, so I think we're splitting hairs if we're talking about Blessing versus tactics. Got a mulligan this. This is the kind of hand we want. We just need a plains in it. Seriously? This is our heavy white deck? No, D. You reflect for the people. Actually, don't. Don't reflect for the people. I mean, in a sense, I reflect every single day, D, about how the event went. I don't know why you want me to incorporate a par poll, par into it. We're going to keep this, though. And Wowie, do we just send the Wayfarer back? I mean, it's sad, but I think it's the case. Sure. Also, the 9-7 split. Let's be clear, it's a 9-7 land split. We've seen 5 swamps, 0 plains. All right. Maybe they'll give us something we actually want to grasp. Sorry about that. I'll switch the scene. Well, we've got the Eidolon Myers Grasp combo in hand. Let's go with Soul Reaper here, and we'll try to save the Harpy. Maybe we can get that Eyes before this is over. Yeah, I think I'm going to let him hook up Eyes to the Eidolon, and then go for the Harpy. I'm going to play Eidolon here and leave up Indomitable Will. Yeah, exactly. We send the Soul Reaper. Now this encourages Eyes onto the Life's Bounty. And then if we draw a land next turn, we could have it all with Myers Grasp on the Bounty, kill it, draw a card, play the Harpy, exile the Eyes. That's kind of our plan, but it requires Oppo cooperating and playing the Eyes on something with 2 or less toughness. All right, that's what we wanted. I hope. It is for now. If they make this a 5-5, suddenly we're a little less happy. True. If they don't let us draw, we will live with that, right? Okay. This is going to work out. Going to save it with the Will. Now, if they have another green blessing, all right, they win. All right, we untapped. That's good. I am going to grasp. We don't get the Harpy play this turn if they sack in response to the grasp. So maybe we actually attack first. But yeah, in fact, the grasp doesn't kill it right now, so we have to attack first anyway. Okay. So if they're smart, we're not going to get any cards out of this, unfortunately. But we do get. Oh, actually, I can go Envoy. No, I'll play in case they're not smart. In case they miss it, not smart. In case they miss it and they let us draw a card off the bounty, I'm going to play the Grasp first, and then if they don't, we still have the fallback Envoy plan. If they do, we might draw a land and be able to Harpy. We can't Envoy and keep up Will. We only have 1 white. If we had 2 swamps and 2 plains, I would be more down with the plan that allowed us to keep up the Will, but we can't keep up the Will. So let's just do the plan I said. We could also leave up the will if we wanted to keep that protected, but I'm just gonna send it. Let's get this going. Puts 5 power on board to their none. Ideally, they don't play the eyes this turn, or we're going to miss out on our chance to get it back with Harpy, but we had to take the chance. All right. Unfortunately, we don't get a card draw because of the exile nature of that enchantment, but at least we do get to Harpy away the eyes, so small favors. Pretty sketchy board to feel like we can just close it out from 17 easily or whatever, but we have flyers, so maybe they'll hold. No. Now, Archon saying that is not going to happen. And us now flooding out will be pretty dumb. No, you got to hold the will. Like, again, you get aggro if they're down to 5 or something. You can't really expect these 3 creatures to close from 17 without interference, right? Well, we'll bring in Surge from the board. I don't want to sack the Envoy yet because we actually do have, between Envoy plus Harpy plus Will, we can block and trade for the Archon. I mean, one problem, of course, like, right now we're looking at using a lot of our resources to try and manage an Archon of Falling Stars. But looks like Oppo, yeah, if they want to race, like, we might be able to race that. Trouble is the ground is not very conducive to that right now. But if we make, yeah, Inevitable End off the top would be good. All sorts of things that the Archon get, you know, Archon is trouble because they get the apathy back, really. Apathy or even the fight. Reaper can wear the will and block. Yeah, so we probably need the Reaper to wear the will on the ground. So then the Envoy's not doing much. So I'm going to go ahead and chump draw here. Now, basically, now that I've decided I'm not going to try and gang block the flyer, I'm going to try and get some value out of the Envoy. A little floody. And, you know, we want to be aggro. Like, that we drew this, we mulliganed into a controlling hand, which is just not what we want to do here. So I'm not surprised we're struggling a bit in this game, given that our game plan did not execute the way we wanted. And still blow out Archon. I mean, we get a 4. It wouldn't be a blowout, though. Maybe it's worth it. I don't think we want to ambush the Typhon, though. We just want it to not attack, or we just want to bounce it off the Mogus, not let him make a 7/7. But I think we stay back on everything here and at least see what we want to do about this will. You're right, Nan Duff, but what's your plan for the Archon? I mean, it's all good and well and good to say acting to kill the Archon is terrible. It's an N for 1 against us. But what's your plan to not lose to the Archon if not that? So We have to try and take out one of these, and the question is whether it's the Archon or the Soul Reaper. And at least if they go for apathy, we can draw a card in response. So I'm going to go for the Archon. We do have lots of life, but what are you going to take 8? If we take 8, we suddenly don't have a lot of life. We have medium life. We take another 8, and suddenly we're low on life. So I'm going to take out the... I'm going to go for the Archon. So now we're drawing off the Harpy and hoping that we find some answers. I mean, we're one removal spell and one liar away from being okay. But of course, if we're going to get 9 of our lands in our almost 15 land aggro deck, yeah, we're not gonna... Let's move on. Early scoop again, but best of 3s take forever. Let's move on. Definitely surging here. And maybe at the cost of the Harpy, which is not really doing well against Oppo's Air Force. Yeah, sorry, my info's all wrong on the screen. Let me adjust that while we're here. Go. I get it. Well, what do you want to cut then? You want the Leon? Like, if we want the Leonin, maybe I'm not supposed to cut the Harpy. I mean, they're playing white. It's hard to say their flying was an outlier. They're playing white. Yeah, Temple Thief is pretty medium. We could take Temple Thief out and drop in the Harpy instead. Or if we don't like the Harpy, we can take Leonin as a little bit more aggro and still does the try and get your escape card trick. I'm gonna try this. All right. On the play, God draw, please. God! You're late, sir. Next turn we have Wayfarer Inevitable End. And we'll go ahead and do that. That's a worthy target right there. Feel like our oomph is already running out, though. Well, there's some oomph here. Yeah, they have the green instant, it looks like. So probably going to go for the Soul Reaper, I would think. Maybe they want to save damage from the Envoy, but I think this is the better enchantment for them to get rid of. Oppo short on lands, us missing out on an enchantment this turn. I'm going to attack just the Soul Reaper. Hope they don't have anything. All right, we drop the hero. If we can find an enchantment off the top, suddenly I like our chances better. A Indomitable Will on Hero of the Pride could be nice. Well, it qualifies. Let's see. We can make the hero big enough to trade with the Typhon, and the Horn Beetle would be eaten by it. Then we lose the hero. We could put it both on the Soul Reaper. Soul Reaper wins against the Typhon, but they double block, and it's still just effectively a trade for the Typhon. Then, though, if they do that, they're off of 4 power unless they have another one for the Horn Beetle. I'm going to go ahead and move in on the Soul Reaper and make him the offer. East says kill the beetle. Here's what you think. The way I'm thinking through this is if we could see their hand and they had no 4 power, we would snap kill the Typhon, right? If they have a backup 4-powered creature in their hand anyway, we may as well kill the beetle. But also, what can we play around? If they have a backup 4, can we even win this game? Like, let's say we take out the beetle because they have a backup 4, and then they play their backup 4, and we're staring at 2 Typhons or whatever. How do we win that? How do we beat that? So I'm going to override chat again. I'm going to take out the Typhon because I don't think we can beat a backup 4 power. If they come up with the other 4 power, it's like, all right, you had us. Note they're short on colors. So, I mean, effectively, it's unchanged, right? Like, it's the same thing. Sure, deck. Just what we needed right now. Thanks. Thanks. But can we beat it, Razor? Like, if we'd taken out the Horn Beetle, like, we're just in no better place. I stand by my call. I felt like we were going to lose this if they had more 4 power. So I went for like, if they did not have any more 4 power, we would be in a winnable situation. But we couldn't beat what they had. All right, well, maybe there's something there for us. Inevitable and Soul Reaper? Sure. Now, of course, we will go ahead and do the beetle. And we got 4 triggers. We could make quite a heck of an attacker. Trouble is they've got a Horn Beetle, so there's going to die anyway, so they would just block with the Horn Beetle. So this, unfortunately, doesn't even really matter. We can go with the Leon, and it just doesn't matter. Because if we send in, we just give them a chance to offer something else for the hero. I was feeling like I didn't want to make that trade. Maybe that was wrong. I'm going on certain gut level stuff here, and it didn't feel like that we wanted to make that offer, but maybe we did. I mean, yeah, I just feel like it gives them too many choices. That's my heuristic there was they have the obvious just chump with the thing that's going to die. And then anything else they do is just us giving them more options. So that's why I didn't do it. It just gave them options. Carry It is actually a problem now because it's unlocked the rest of their hand. We're now going to get their second color raining down on us. It's kind of plan A, Nanduff. Well, there was in game one, right? White? They're playing white? There it is. Oh boy, I don't think we're winning this one, folks. We've got two crappy draws opening hands, though. We've mulliganed in both of our games and kept eye rollers. I guess we want a card more than a life at this point, so let's do this. Oh, I went with 16 in the end, Hida, so we are a 16 land deck. We're still seeing an absurd amount of our land so far for a 16 lander, but 16 land not that different from the normal 17. This is just typical Magic. It's going to happen sometimes. But that probably just ends this here, right? I don't know how we're coming back from this game against one active Typhon, one Typhon in the yard. In fact, I don't know. I can't think of a sequence that gets us out of this. So I'm close to scooping, quote, early again, but only because I think we are even beyond this.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
Max, I think you're wrong. I think Wee's just dead. Well, does that make anything worth going on with here? All right, fine. Not really East. Was never a bomby deck. It's more a synergy deck. Thing is, I just don't know how we close it out from here. Like, we survive another few turns, and then what? I guess we can... Let's look at our cards. We do have a Triumphant Surge, Elspeth's Nightmare to empty their graveyard after a Surge if they don't get any more land. Good old Liar could help us out. Oh, I was, you heard me. I'm very close to just scooping. But since we do our rare and are getting some extra bodies, I'll take another draw. If we found Liar right now, we could make a case for continuing this, there you go, and trying to make it work. Yeah, Surge hitting the bin stinks, but having a Tap Typhon doesn't stink if we can pull it off. Now, if they draw nothing but 7-drop white spells for the rest of the game, we got this. I don't know. All this does is show me how we're not going to win. Like, I mean, I'm going to move these to the bottom. Like, how do those help us win? They just don't do anything for us. They should. All right. The fact that those mean... The fact that I'm bottoming those makes me say, let's move on. Let's move on. Like, hey, look, it's 2 pieces of action that you like from your deck, and they do nothing for you whatsoever. You got the 1 card in your deck you wanted to draw, and it's still not going to save you. Yeah. All right. Bad start today in terms of results. Feel like we got pretty unlucky with our openers, though. Maybe we'll have some better luck in our starting hands here. No, none of our 4 Wayfarers, but this is better. We'll keep this. Bling Your Ride are things that allow you to choose my card sleeves, my basic lands, and my deck box art. I'm just going to attack in and offer them the block. They probably block, but maybe not. Might be a free point of damage. Then we drop another envoy. One mana Inevitable End will be cool. Touch of a mirror going on here. A little bit of a mirror. All right, cool. We found some more land. Wanted to see that. Let's go ahead and end the envoy, and then we should be able to get Sentinel Harpy down next turn for the... Or we could even just... We could use Blessing here to take out the envoy and Inevitable End something else. Trouble is I like Blessing as defense here, although it's not like we have anything amazing to defend. Yeah, that's fair. Let's do that. I might end the envoy too as well, though. I'm gonna... No, I'm not. I'm gonna leave it all back. I'm gonna end the Lampad. I could have put Eyes on. It doesn't actually give us an attack anyway. So, but maybe it helps just to have it out there. I guess we have the Blessing backup and it uses our mana this turn, so I'll do it. It didn't give us an attack or anything. Unless we want to use the Blessing. And I'm kind of into using the Blessing to save our stuff, as opposed to winning combat against their envoy, but we'll see. Maybe we'll go for the envoy trade, because then we would be able to harp the it may come down to that. If we draw a land where we can go blessing and harpy the eyes, then that's a little more appealing to me. That's too bad, because now they are going to actually get value out of the Dawn Evangel. But I'm fine with some trades here because we have Rise to Glory that we want to make use of. So I think I'm going to go for that Envoy trade now with a blessing, and then harp the eyes and have Rise after that. We could eat the Lampad in the graveyard, but Adrian, I'm more interested in trying to get that eyes eaten. Although it does, you're right that we can prevent it from being brought back, but I think I want the eyes gone more than the Lampad. We had a chance at an Evangel. We took, I think, another Wayfarer over it. I forget. There was some point at which we had an Evangel pick. So if they're going to do that, maybe we go ahead and give up the, we just do the, get the Lampad. I want the eyes, but I don't want to not play the Harpy here. So I'm going to do it. Getting rid of the Lampad in a white-black deck from the graveyard isn't the worst. And here we go. Like I said, I like using this to save, not be proactive when possible. Trouble is, this leaves us with like no attacks. Right on, Mantuka. Glad you had fun with Mobius. So, yeah. No attacks, but might as well play this thing, right? Man, I dig our 4 Wayfarer deck here. We just are not drawing things in the right order. Now we're going to draw all of our Wayfarers. How rude would that be if our deck just gave us a steady stream of Wayfarers now? And surely this will now happen because I've given the Magic Gods an idea. Not quite a Wayfarer. But we'll go ahead and play that. Oh, no, Hat. You're assuming we'd ever get the 5th land for Rise, which of course would never happen. So we do have one play here now, which is sack the Envoy to the Soul Reaper to draw 2. We can, but and I could do it now if we wanted to play the land. But also 5 mana next turn versus 6 doesn't really matter all that much to us. I don't think we need to do it main phase here. And we can also block. We never got any omens. Really did want a white omen in the deck. Then I'd probably still run that Phalanx tactics. Well, casually tried to move a chord with my toe, and accidentally kicked my PC with it. I'm lucky to still be here. Could have easily hit some random button to turn off my computer. Yes, now let's do it. Great deck, just what we were looking for. We do have tools in the yard now. We could just go for the Rise. Do we like what Rise gets us here? Dead Envoy clears the air a bit and we can start attacking. I guess we go ahead and Rise and try to start attacking. Well, we can Rise and kill Evangel or Envoy. And yeah, there's open mana. What do you like? Are we playing scared though? I think they're gonna scry for lands. And where are we throwing this? Ay, ay, ay. Envoy doesn't open attacks now. It opens attacks next turn. I think we have to do that. Trouble is they kill it and then they can get it back. But it does make them spin their wheels. They have to spend their turn doing that. But you may be right, Zebra. Maybe we do the Evangel just so that they can't loop that. Yeah, I think we were just supposed to take out the Evangel. All right, we get to take out the Evangel, assuming they don't go for the eyes on it. All right, good. They don't get anything back here. And let's see. Let's go Harpy. I think it... Whenever a creature dies, so it doesn't say another. Ugh, come on! Well, we've still got an Air Force. Still got an Air Force. Ooh, and we get an Apathy out of their hand. I like it. Well, they need to use their eyes right now, or we get it. Yeah, we'll probably sack our envoy again. I haven't calculated for lethal, but we're in a good spot with the Lampad threatening 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're close. Not the best draws we've ever seen here. But let's see, where do we want the eyes? Probably on the envoy again. Well, if we do Soul Reaper, I want to keep doing the sack thing. I guess we could have done Soul Reaper number 2, but we can get the eyes on a Soul Reaper after one more loop through with the envoy. Yeah, I'm assuming we would rather draw 2 than ping, because we currently can't ping to the win. And I'm going to do it again. But without drawing cards, we don't get to refuel our creatures. Well, apparently with drawing cards, we don't get to refuel our freaking creatures because I am going to be flooded till the end of time with this stupid deck. God, now I'm getting tilted. I mean, my plan makes sense if we don't flood out. All right, now we have trouble getting up in the air. We could go for the ground. Yeah, this is game 1 of match 2. I think we just take out Dawn Evangel here. Because they'll just do the envoy thing if we let's do this. Now we can eyes up a Soul Reaper. And now we can make a 4/5. And if they want to trade for their Berserker, I'm cool with that. Hey, Timnos. So we could do sack Soul Reaper, draw 2 cards, but Soul Reaper, I think now we want to just draw naturally and see. Sure, deck. Sure. Yes. I love all of these lands. Thank you. We are very close with swing all. If we swing away, dang it, they have this waiting. I guess that doesn't matter. We have 2 lands left in the deck. 2 lands left in the deck out of 12 cards. Rule of Magic wants to do the Reaper trick. Sack this Soul Reaper and draw some extra action. What do we have left to draw with it? We do have a lot of creatures. Timoret Calls the Dead. Yeah, I think we do. Let's do it again. Running out of hourglasses here. Sure, deck. Sure, that's exactly what we figured. Thank you. Jeez, I'm trying. Timoret Calls the Dead mills us out by creating creatures and gives us the tools to Death's Vigil to the finish line, so I'd be fine with that. I couldn't, Jikerman, I had 0 hourglasses. I could not do the combat math in time, and so I decided it would be safer to do that. And now, let's go start draining. We want self-sack for 2 cards or a drain in 1 card. We are at 10 cards. I think we go for the self-sack, draw 2. Wizard Lizard wants to drain. A lot of people want to drain. I'm going to go for the cards. Nah, it's not dangerous. We're at 8. We're fine. And let's see. So now... tried. Well, I can still do it in response. What? No! Why don't I get to respond? Why did I get to respond? Oh, so I ran out of hours? Ah, that sucks. Well, hopefully we can still do it here. Okay, we're gonna get 9 total triggers. 1, 2, 3 times 3 is 9. 9 power and toughness total. So should we just move it along? You know, move them through, like, boom, boom, boom. And then here we'll even put this one on this other Wayfarer. Oh, oops, sorry. Sorry, my bad, folks. That was a waste of a point. Ouch. I thought all of my Wayfarers were not summoning sick. I thought the bounty was the only one I played this turn. So sorry about that. Hopefully that didn't cost us lethal. That would be stupid. So 1 point should be elsewhere. It just means we don't win this turn, though. I think we're still great for the game. So we'll go for Dead Berserker. Oh, wait, do I have the win? 3. We don't have Trample. Somebody sees a win here? I don't see a win. Yeah. So I screwed up by putting that point there. But I think we're in great shape for next turn. And let's see, let's go here. All right. Sorry, Oppo, I wasn't trying to slow roll you. We were really thinking it through. Yeah, we could also have given protection. Good point. Got a little loose there with my play, but we were out of hourglasses, so you could see me flailing a bit. I got a little frustrated, but I only have myself to blame. So kind of a mirror match here. We don't really have any big answers. Yeah, Leonin for exile is interesting. We already have the Harpy, though. I'm just going to run it back. I don't think I see anything here I want to add. All right, let's see if I can play promptly early so I don't end up with 0 hourglasses when I need them. Yeah. Yeah. It's been that kind of event so far. Sure, we'll take a Nightmare turn. We could wait a turn, but I don't want to give them a chance to empty their hand of duressable things for Chapter 2, so I like getting the Elspeth's Nightmare going ASAP. And look, we make them use Apathy on something like an Envoy, and hopefully get something else anyway. Yeah, Underworld Dreams or Eyes. Do we even care about Underworld Dreams? They can't cast it yet. If we get rid of Eyes and they don't find a creature to put it on immediately, we get to exile it. So let's get rid of Eyes. And I guess I should have played Soul Reaper. That was stupid. I should have played Soul Reaper, and then next turn I was thinking we could attack with this, but of course we can't. So this was a mistake. Should have played Soul Reaper. I'm not going to play either of these, though. Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll try and do something to our Wayfarer and the will come in handy or something. But I definitely should have Reapered. If we draw a land next turn, we get to recover a little bit by going Reaper and Eyes, and then the mana inefficiency of this turn isn't quite as bad for us. Also, we've seen Oppo's hand. Unless they do something pretty good, we are really going to push them. And we found the land, so I get to recover from my last turn's mistake with good mana efficiency this turn, at least. They seem to be pausing, so I do think they'd have something like Omen of the Sun. We'll see. I'm not in the habit of playing around a random top deck, though. I'm generally going to just execute my plan, and if you happen to have pulled one of your 3 or 4 cards that actually mess with the turn I have planned, I got to tip the cap. Sure, Oppo finding stuff. I guess they're allowed. We're not going to use Inevitable End on that. We're just going to crash in, hold it all. They showed Aspect. We could get our hand stripped, which should stink. Top deck Aspect. Ugh. But I'm not willing to put in Inevitable End on a Soldier token. And they're top decking, so I'm just going to make them top deck it. I might hold a land even though, if we don't have anything to do here. But no, with the Wayfarer now, I just want to get aggro. Yeah, Will flashes, that's true. It just doesn't do very much on on defense as a response to that. Still, I think I just play it here. I think they're just going to crack this Omen. Who knows what this is, but at least do this. Send it in. I mean, this gets us an extra 3 and creates another decent attacker. And then next turn we Inevitable End if they play something real. No, I'm just going to be patient. We're, again, taking some risk of Aspect, but at least if that, again, as somebody pointed out, if they Aspect, at least we get to play the Indomitable Will. Let's see what they got for their Scry. Probably want to find a Swamp. They went bottom, though. That's why you don't play this in a 2-color deck. I would only play Underworld Dreams in a heavy black deck or mono black deck. All right, well, now it's getting silly. And now I am going to do it. I mean, we could keep activation up, Soul Reaper activation up, but this is too much damage now. And with Inevitable End producing 3 triggers next turn. Can't cast the Rise to Glory yet, but we can Inevitable End and get +3/+3. So we can make a 5/6 here, for example. But then they still just double block and trade for it. But I think we inevitable end. We have a 2/4. I guess we can send. We can make this a 5/7, and then that survives all of this. So they still just chump with the Berserker, but at least it's a legit attack. Or we can do this and like attack with. Then they just chump. Yeah, it doesn't do much. If we send in all, they block here and eat, and then they eat here and take 2. Yeah, we'll send because it's free. Interesting that they did that. There was no reason not for them not to have a 1/1 right now. I liked our line, Hida. We're 1 land away from rising for the win. All right. Oppo feeling close to the rising for the win as well. We'll go here. And now let's move in on the Soul Reaper and offer that trade. And in fact, we can just do this. Now, at this point, if they would like to go to 1 to eat a Wayfarer, they can do that. Should be GG. Unless this is something spatial. It is not. Scoop it up, Oppo. All right. Fine, style points. Maybe that was rude. We had a known attack. I should have just attacked. I have trouble not playing cards though when they do cool things like trigger stuff. All right, we got 1 win out of that. We're 1-1 now. I think you can see when our deck is doing its thing, it does it pretty darn well, but having trouble doing its thing so far. See you, Jikerman. Thanks for hanging while you could. All right, now we're talking, though, right? This is good. This is very good. Keeping this, and which do we want to send back? Lampad or Timuret? We're keeping our 2 lands and our 3 1-drops. Faux show. I guess which are you saying keep or what do we pitch? What are we pitching? Timuret? We pitch Timuret or pitch Lampad? I think if we pitch Timuret, because we don't know that we're going to have a graveyard to exile for its ability anyway. The Timuret rare is really risky to play into an empty graveyard. You might land, and then boom, you've just done nothing. Amulet is a great first turn for us to see over there, and a great draw for us here. I will know which is summoning sick and which is not, and I will only target our not summoning sick one. We're good no matter what. They play something we want to grasp, we're happy. They play something they don't, we're happy. Let's see. They could have put enchantment on the bottom, but I'm going to risk it. Well, this has lifelink. I guess I'll spread it out a little bit. No, they have an amulet. Don't assume it's because there's a pause that they snap, have, repeal. They have an amulet out, so there's no. The pauses are fully explained by what we see on board. One creature. Well, not the best sitch for us in that they played a 4-power creature, like our one weakness. But what I'm going to do is give up 2 points of damage here on the Wayfarer triggers. And then they'll block one of these, and then we'll get it after combat. Where does it say sponsored? Did I leave something? I'm sponsored by Card Kingdom, but if I have my WotC sponsorship up, that's not correct. Airscape, yes, Fool Auto. Airscape is my container of choice. Popcorn doesn't want to waste the grasp. A reasonable point. They could do something else. Currently, this can't kill anything of ours. If they play a 3 toughness next turn, we could really wreck them. So, draw a card. Yeah, we do get to draw a card. It's true. And it can gain them life. I'm going to do it. It draws a card. That's my... And we don't want him to gain life right now. Liar's great. I mean, not great. Like, if they play... we can't tap much. Although, if they play another one of these, we'll be happy. Alright, it doesn't matter. Somehow I just like it when I have one of each. Why? Before damage gives them a choice not to lose their dude, though. That's why we did it after. Before, it would not have guaranteed a death. Gives Oppo choices. And this is an enchantment creature. If we'd left this around, they'd be at 11 right now. All right, ideally we find a cheap enchantment, and then we can go 3 on Arasta and still have an enchantment. But we get to, by doing that, they do let us tap down the Naiad. So happy about that. Gave us something to do here. Also, that helped us see that they have no responses. And we got the cheap aura all coming up Millhouse this time. And we'll throw this on the Eidolon. Might as well. Got lifelink. And now they need to kill the land pad or they lose on upkeep, basically. And they're blue-white, or blue-green, so they've got to, like, fight the land pad. Or bounce it. If they bounce it, we can maybe self-sack if we want. I guess if they bounce it, we'll maybe even sack the Eidolon to itself. There you go, there's the fight. But I think this is just GG. Because they're going to get one thing here. We drain. And yeah, let's just self-sack and then tap down and we get in for the last point. Just gotta make sure to take that action. Heck, we don't even need to. All right, one to the good, headed towards gems. If we can pick up one more game in this match, we at least get 800 gems back. Would love for that to happen. And we are against blue-green Constellation with a lot of reach. I gotta trade style points for letting Oppo off the hook ASAP. Pretty rude to go for style points when you've got the win, a clean win on the table. So I guess we're bringing in Surge. I mean, we didn't see a ton of green, but we did see this, and I think we can assume that Surge is going to be good in this matchup. Harpy not good against all that reach, so I like that trade. We might presume they have some escape in the green, but I don't think I want to bring in the Leonin just because of that. In best of one, I like main decking a Surge. We just decided that this is such a proactive deck, Rula, that this felt reactive and we wanted to be really proactive with our choices. So that's what we're doing. Yeah, I think I like this. Thief for Centaur. Which Centaur? Oh, this one? You mean the Cat Warrior? I don't think we have a Centaur. We could... You mean this one? Oh, the Minotaur? Yeah, we could get a little bigger. That's a reasonable suggestion from Column. All right, I'll do that. Little bit of extra beef for the green deck. We're also on the draw, so going a little bit slower. We're not going to be quite as out of the gate. We'll keep this, though. It's a reasonable looking hand. How about a Wayfarer off the top? Nope, more land. All right, now the deck can stop on land, and I'd be happy. I'm going to drop a hero. Since we have the will, we might be able to do something sneaky with it. Wander is going to get out of hand. It's a very powerful card to get out on turn 2 in Constellation.deck. But we can try and race him. I like playing this out, and then maybe they think that I've kind of messed it up and that they have blocks, and then we can block with the will. and get them pretty good if they do any blocking. I'm just hoping they think that the Life's Bounty play pre-combat is me, you know. Okay, so let's see. They are putting 3, and we're going to add, we're going to get 3 total. So we want the Wanderer dead. Let's get that up top. Shields down on Life's Bounty, but if we can untap and play Soul Reaper, we've got Life's Bounty protection. This 3/4 could do a lot of work if they don't come up with one of their big ground greenies, but they got the mana for it. We could see a Typhon right now. That is no Typhon. But we also don't have... I guess we could sack the Life's Bounty, and it would be a fine trade, so I'm going to keep attacking. I'd trade the Bounty for the Grove Dancer or the Naiad here, so we'll do it. They might not block if they're worried that we might have more action to... I guess we'll put Naiad first and go... Pro either one works. Doesn't really matter. I guess blue... Yeah, it doesn't matter, because even if they had something blue in hand, they could respond. So blue or green does the same thing. They do have a pause here. What's that about? What do you think they have for a blue or a green and 2 mana and didn't use there? I don't know. Yeah, it could have been Mantle, but don't they use it there? I don't remember if Mantle was a decent play there or not. All right, we'll play this, but we're now a little bit stuck. That's the thing. Anything they could have done blue-wise, they could have just done in response, right? Yeah, for a 16 lander, we've flooded out quite a bit today, so it goes. No, Grove Dancer is 3, and they only had 2 mana. And the Naiad was dead when that happened, so it wasn't... and this isn't even... this is spells anyway. This is game 2. We are up 1 game. My win is hidden behind the account info there. Yeah, Spider deck's not the best for us, really, but them at 20, our aggro deck, them at 20, not looking great, honestly. Yeah, this is an argument. These are arguments for the Leonin, for sure, and maybe even potentially bringing back the Harpy, but not really. I mean, again, this is an argument for not bringing back the Harpy. It's not going to matter. We're going to find a win here. All right, maybe not. Nightmare. Well, they're currently at 2 things in yard. Let's take out the chain web and hope to get to chapter 3 before they can get it back. I mean, they have 6 mana, so I suppose they could double Grove Dancer and possibly get the Spider cast before we exile it. But maybe they don't have the time to get that enough cards in the yard. I mean, how many is it? Is it 4? Oh no, they can. So yeah, so they can get around it. We tried, but I think they can get around it if they spend their whole turn Grove Dancing. If they cast anything here, they don't get the Spider. All right, so they're going for the Spider, understandable. But we'll leave the Envoy in hand. Chump and sack Lampad? Why are we chumping and sacking East? Just to get something better? Just to draw? It was indeed the Mantle. And that's good. It means they do not have the Spider play after all. So, nice. I think... I'm not sure what they were up to. I don't think that helps them. I'm going to say end turn. Keep it all in hand, just in case I'm missing something. I don't want the Envoy to be picked off by a chain web, because Yeah, East. I was a little hesitant to play that, but maybe I'm missing a point by not. I mean, we did the math. And I don't want to sack the Lampad. I'm not going to do the Soul Reap sack stuff yet. I'm going to give it another turn to draw. We do have some removal that can take care of this Brine Giant, and we find it, we're in a much better spot. Surprised they're not sending the Chimera, but I guess they don't want it dead into the Nightmare fuel. But maybe after this 3rd chapter goes off, they'll start sending that Chimera. Hey, there we go. Yeah, but I didn't have a pause zebra. So, I mean, this is kind of Magic Arena messing with me. I didn't know this was coming. So in order to do the play that you suggested, I needed to, like, hold full control, I think. And then it would have worked. But no, it does not auto-stop. Thanks, right? Thanks, Arena. No auto-stop for us. So that's kind of weird. Like, I guess it's something to think about with Nightmare. Like when, it just went right into my first main and made it all happen. Yeah, Nightmare seems like a case maybe where some stops set is appropriate. Send in a 4/5. What happens? They bounce off the Sea Guard, so nothing to do here. Yeah, I like putting the triple block on and then seeing if they want to do anything about it. Well, Krauser, we're not really getting our draws, you know? I mean, we're on the draw here. This deck is an aggro deck, and we have failed on most of our draws so far to get a decent aggro draw. But that's also one of the problems with aggro. It really wants you to curve out very specifically to be powerful. And if you don't... All right, well, we're going to try for the Surge here. Can't not. I suppose we could not, but this seems like an excellent thing to surge. That don't help us. But hey, we have attacks, everybody. We have attacks. Look at this. Whee! We got this. 20 turns. We're running 16 in this deck. I looked at 15, and with the Rise to Glory at 5 mana and Liar decided 16. But you could make an argument for 15 here. 15. Sure. 2 damage, shortening this clock. Hedged red. I don't remember seeing like red being wide open and something to regret. There was a lot of blue open. Blue was the one where we hedged for a little bit, but I never felt like hedging red was correct. But maybe you remember something I don't, Krauser? What's in your head that made you think red? I mean, there was a late omen, but there's always a late omen. All right, well, let's see what they want to go to kill, and we'll draw a card. Oh, if they're going to kill that, maybe we should just let them trade. I know they're going to bring back the Chimera, but let's make them do that, right? And they're not even there yet, thanks to the Nightmare getting rid of their graveyard. Could draw, we could sack something, but I kind of like all these, so we're just gonna hold steady. Although maybe I can sack a Reaper to a Reaper. Landlording today. We'll see you, Alpha. Get some good rest. And we can trade off with the Soul Reaper, and the Chimera dies again, and now their graveyard's empty. So I think, you know, we need a little more oomph in the air, and we need to have the airways stay clear, which is a tall order against all the reach we've seen out of Oppo. But Lampad has him at a virtual 11, so maybe we'll get there. That doesn't hurt. That does not hurt. Ooh, Liar is gone, sadly. Gain life and scry zombies. So we kind of want to leave zombies if we can. This could mean I'm going to put a Soul Reaper on a Loathsome, but take the 3. You want a double Minotaur block the Grove Dancer? You think attack backs are lethal? I don't think so, not with a Sea Guard. I think lethal crackbacks here seems like a pipe dream. We could put the Wayfarer and the, you know... Yeah, they might have another mantle. I think I just like this. And see what they want to do. And I'm keeping the zombie because it lets us get some life back, and the Soul Reaper ability is redundant with the other Soul Reaper. Maybe I'm not supposed. Maybe I'm being too clingy to Chapter 3 here, but that's why I didn't give up the zombie. All right, that's a nice draw, really. And do I see any other attacks to make here? Yeah, Rise is still in the deck. I don't see any other attacks. So yeah, just the Envoy here. What does Soul Reaper attack get us? Rula? We have a straight block. I mean, we have Blessing, but I don't want to use it for that. Can't catch a break on lands today. Got 5 left in our library. All right, we at least get to put one on the bottom. Again, I don't see any good attacks here unless we want to use the Blessing. I don't want to do that yet. No, they milled once with Grove Dancer. And they'll probably start again here. They've been paying attention. I'm expecting triple Grove Dancer mill now. They are to virtual 6, really to virtual 3 if we expect that we can attack with the Blessing and Envoy next turn. So if they do, well, let's see if they gain some life. They may get, oh, they didn't. Well, there you go. They definitely milled once. I don't know why they didn't self-mill there. I mean, they have a Chimera in the graveyard. I would think you would be pretty thrilled to do that. Yeah, but they did, Coolio, they did, no, see, I told you, you go check the tape. They milled. You said they never milled, and they did. I don't know why they didn't there, but they definitely have. And now I think we could go for it almost like, well, let's see what we draw. Oh, we knew what we were drawing. Yeah, so like now I think we can probably go for it. We have a Grasp on... Grasp on the Grove Dancer. Or, yeah, I guess we want Grasp on the Grove Dancer, swing. And then blessing on the envoy, and then we like have the rest of the lampad to finish. And let's see. Yeah, wardens have reach, but they're only 1 power, and they don't stop the so that's okay. I want to take out the Grove Dancer. I know warden has reach. And the question is, how do we want to spread this around? Let's go here. Let's go here. We really want to make sure the lampad is alive for the sack afterwards. Kind of almost instinctively putting the wardens on the envoy because of the reach, I think, even though it's our smallest creature. They really ought to put the wardens elsewhere. So let's start with Lampad sacking these zombies, and then I think we still win, right? We get in for so much damage that it would be okay. I didn't quite math that out, Rule, but it felt like that would be fine if they had wanted to do that. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, technically we have it, but we have to go for it. Or we can accept that this is fine and kind of go for it next turn. Do we go for it? I think I kind of priced myself into this. Like, this is our plan. So yeah, let's go for the Wayfarer here and try and win this. I'm going to try. I think it's too chicken to not go for it if they have something interesting. So now, let's see. We're going to get in 3, 4, 5. If we sack this, that's 6. Yeah, that's true, right? We just let it resolve. Okay. We don't lose anything, though, so it's good. It's still good for us. And we don't even need to sack this turn. We can just end and keep our creatures up. Yeah, dude off the top would be great. It's been a rough run, man. Cannot catch a break. Cannot catch a break. Are you serious? Yeah, now we got a sack to draw because we're not lethal anymore. Damn it. Eyes is okay, but not enough to get us through the wardens. I couldn't see going to 1, but here we go. This will work. Let's go inevitable end. Well, we can go inevitable end on the wardens, and then Sentinel's Eyes. Why do we want a brawler? We want to get rid of the wardens. We don't care about the brawler. Brawler already did its damage. Although, yes, we could. I see the point. Like, basically, if we inevitable end the brawler and then eyes the envoy, we put a total of 4 power there and put them to a real test. Okay, that's fair if we do it that way. And they can't really take 4. It's not a forced one, but it's kind of a forced one. I mean, if they want to go to 1, okay. All right, they're going to 1. And then losing their brawler. We've got two pious wayfarers, a hateful eidolon, and a rise to glory, and that's it. But if we get a rise, we win. And we're at 9 cards. Why don't we have more spells? How are we? I guess we still have 5 lands. So I've been complaining about flooding, but we're actually probably underlanded, and we should expect to draw some lands here. I think we win off Rise. We're just hoping we find Rise before the bottom of our literal bottom of the library or whatever. Yeah, we can do a sack draw as well. But I think I'll wait and do it on D if we do a sack draw. Not like this deck. Come on. Still got this. Still got this. We just find our Rise. And now they're at 3. What a frustrating game. I mean, we're ahead of game, so we get to go to 3 if we lose this, but man, what a ridiculous situation. However, we're still there. Let's get Rise and still get there. Ready? Rise and we get the win. Come on. Come on, deck. Give us the Rise. Give us the Rise. We're going to go no blocks here, though. And I am going to... Maybe we're just supposed to... First, let me make sure we actually have the... Like, how do we actually kill... It's still a 2-turn situation, even if we find Rise. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about. And I'm going to sack one of these Wayfarers. Oh, get back Lampad. Yeah, Lampad does the trick. Lampad does the trick. Okay, so let's go hunting for the Rise then. Alceid's in the yard. And with that, we can still go looking again because we have... This gives us our 3rd creature, so it's still lethal if we find the Rise. Hold for double pump. No, I still think I still think our plan is the rise. And yeah, we could sack the envoy given that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. If we sack the envoy, we draw 2, but then rise is no longer a game winner. So I think we do that, but we do it on defense. We can't win the game if we find the rise, so let's not do it yet. I don't think we're dead to a flunge. I don't know how you pronounce that even, but I don't think we're dead to an alpha strike, alpha effort. Yeah, enchantment would be rough, but we're not dead to the board. F you, deck. Gosh darn it. So frustrating. It's this game sometimes. But they're going to give us a chance. They got to swing out. If they don't swing out, we still have a chance. Five life now is a tough order, though. Wow, and they're not even... they're not attacking with enough to kill us. Do we not block here? If this is an enchantment, we're dead. But if we could also block and draw 2, you just want to try going to 1. If they have an enchantment, we're dead. I guess if they had an enchantment, they would have played it pre. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. Now, in the deck, we have just Rise to Glory, and we need 5 creatures, so we just have to... We have to have a natural rise draw. We don't have any other way to win. Ready? I've been a little bit frustrated today. Magic Gods, you could sure let me off the hook with the 20%er right here. Ready? There's the rise. Does it actually do anything for us? Or is it just mean? I think it's just mean. We have Inevitable End. We have Mire's Grasp. We have Indomitable Will. I don't think we can get a point out of an aura. So, yeah, Lampad Sack Team doesn't do it, though, is the thing. It's a nice idea, but that's why we needed the natural. Lamp and Grasp or Lamp and Inevitable End? I guess Lamp and Grasp, yeah. It doesn't really matter. Them knowing about the rise isn't going to change a single decision of theirs. It's just not. There's nothing to draw, though. We have no more action left in the deck. We have 2 cards, and they're all the cards left are land. I don't know what this gets me exactly, but I'm doing it. Besides 5 life. I should probably move on. I'm wasting all our time. We didn't get there. Needed the top deck 20%er, and we swung and missed. But we're finally going to get the God draw we want. And in game 3, it's going to just look like amazing. We're going to have plains, 3 wayfarers, let's see, what is the God opener for this deck? Probably plains, swamp, 3 wayfarers, and hateful eidolon. Just something. There we go. We go nuts. Maybe it's just supposed to be 2 plains, 3 wayfarers, and all white cheap enchantments. That would do it too. All right, well, they showed us a Fishify. We're done. Let's go on. We can't get him. A little bit of an annoying event so far. Our deck is not drawing to our satisfaction, but we got another chance here. And let's bring in Leonin. Let's cut the Berserker and keep it low down here. Although Berserker as the top is not bad, potentially clearing the way for something. I kind of want another Tactics, or kind of want a Tactics. Yeah, we could cut a land, and what if we did like... Ooh, or wait, maybe... Tactics, Thief, Surge. This could be a just try to get him. We're not winning the long game here. Yeah, it is. You're right. Could even do this. That was just chance. You can't be... You don't not play this just because one time it milled your action. That's not a reason to cut that card. I think I'll cut the Temple Thief, though, and call this a deck. I left out the Surge. Close. Well, we have a 1-drop at least. Okay, I like this. Eyes is nice, but not yet. We'll go Hero of the Pride here. Viper is going to have to trade for the Life's Bounty, unfortunately. And I'm not going to play the eyes yet because they're probably going to try and make that trade now. I'm going to send in with just the... Well, I'll send in with both. Obviously, we'd trade Bounty for the Viper as a block as well. But what we do after combat depends on how they want to handle their Viper play here. All right, so they're not doing anything. We're going to go with the Soul Reaper play. All right, Eidolon. Envoy and Eyes could all be played, but if we do the Envoy, we don't have the sack. So I like the Eyes and come up with an attack here. Go Eyes on the hero. I like Eyes on the hero because it pumps the team, but you have a reasonable line. Oppo's stuck on 2 as well. Hopefully they stay that way and we can get an easy one here. I wouldn't mind an easy one. Y'all want an easy one? Let's have an easy one. Can you give me an easy one, Magic Gods? One easy one for the gems? They did show us bounce. So, you know, they only have 2 here, but this could be really rough. Like, there's a way we could just accept the Viper for a hero trade and save the Alseid, because they showed us the bounce spell. If we go for pro green on the hero and they bounce it, whoa, it's actually awful for us. And if the hero dies, because of the Eidolon, we actually get a card. So even though the plan here was to trade Alseid for the Viper, I'm going to switch the plan. And we'll accept this as opposed to letting them potentially just blow us out. And they're stuck on mana, and if we let them blow us out, stuck on mana, that's just bad news. Whereas that's a lot of damage. We get to draw a card. We can Envoy. Naiad. Well, let's go ahead and put the eyes on the Envoy. They're going to block with the Chain Web and eventually could get this thing back. We're not in a great spot against all the flying the Oppo has shown, and maybe it's a weakness. We're kind of seeing the weakness of our deck here, where Oppo has been stuck on land and only has 3, and they're still doing great. Yeah, we can't eyes yet because we don't have the graveyard. Sorry, good call. So, what is that? Where does that leave us? Yeah, we could eat. What would we eat? We need to have the Envoy, so then we'd be eating the Alseid. That doesn't seem great. But maybe it's not the worst. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. A little bit, you know, maybe too aggro, but Just keep swinging. Now we at least have a sack for draw with the Eidolon as well. Yeah, we'll just sack it. I guess we can, we still get everything if we block first. So let's go ahead and let that happen and then sack it end of turn. Yeah, deck. Yeah, that's what I wanted today. That's what I wanted today. Feeling good now. What a joke. They say screw beats flood. We're seeing it right here. All right, that's a pretty good draw. I guess we get rid of the big butt defender. Not like we have... No, I guess we get rid of this, and then if... Let's see. Yeah, we got to get rid of this escape card before... If we get to Chapter 3 before they can escape it, we'll be happy. I get that life is bad for us, but all of this is bad for us. But you know what's really bad for us? 4 or 5 reach spiders that keep coming back again and again and again. Yeah, Atomic Mushroom, you're wrong. You're just wrong. If you're feeling like you're gaming the system by always playing 16 on Arena and getting haha, you're fooling yourself, not Arena. Yeah, but not yet. They don't do it every time, Mushroom. Give me a break. You telling me Ham plays nothing but 16? 100% of their decks? Then they're doing it wrong too. People put so much stake. People just think that because there's a hand selection algorithm in the beginning that you can just get wild with your mana and it's correct. It's like, that's not how that works. And frankly, I hear a lot of people talking about Ham and like the lowland decks, but I've looked and Ham does it when appropriate, not on 100% of all decks. Yeah, it's not even active for best of 3. So then if you're even talking about best of 3, then you're just shuffler hat crazy. If you're like the shuffler's broken in best of 3 or whatever. Well, you'd think we'd be happy, but that's a pretty grim looking hand. We basically need them to not ever find another land ever. And somehow only 5+ mana spells. Great. Glad we milled our liar. Gotta love that. And eyes on the zombie doesn't do much. Eyes on the Eidolon. I guess we put eyes so that we can chump and draw. Need some action. Yeah, we could have gained life on swing, but I like putting it here so that we can draw a card. I'm trying to turn this eyes and this zombie into a card. This one's slipping away too, though, folks. Their hand is too much gas, and our approach too underpowered for this stage of the game. We flooded out at the wrong time and are paying. Mike, it feels more important to get action now, but I don't. Why they're not even attacking? That's interesting. Happy we got that spider at least. Oh, and there's our rise in case somebody didn't want to play Timuret because it milled all our action last game. And I was like, that's not a reason not to play Timuret. Timuret just milled all of our action again. It's still not a reason not to play Timuret. You gotta be grown up about this stuff. Exactly, Ranger. You just have to have the mental fortitude to let that go. I'm not saying this is an amazing card. It's easy to want this to be better because it's rare. But at the end of the day, it's 2 creatures and a scry and a life gain for 3 mana. That's pretty good. That's decent. It's not a bomb by any stretch, but I'm playing it in basically every black deck I have it in. Let's see. Would we want either of those? If we get Envoy and the Will and the Wayfarer, second Wayfarer, do we get enough? It's still not enough damage to get the Witness, but can we get it big enough? Envoy plus, yeah, Wayfarer plus Indomitable Will at least blocks the Witness, so we do want to keep him for that. It doesn't matter, though. We're just going to lose to Eutropia. But, so I guess maybe I'm supposed to go digging, but what are we even digging for at this point? Myers Grasp? Phalanx Tactics? More Wayfarers? I'm going to keep this. You want the Will first? I want to get the Envoy down and then have Will for... It doesn't really matter. I'm saving the Will for the Envoy anyway. Why did you want Will first, Mike? Given that I want to put it on the Envoy? Why does the Envoy let us swing with a 3/3? And I mean, they're holding their 3/6 back, so it doesn't seem to matter. Sure. I see where Mike was at least. But it wouldn't matter if, as long as they're keeping the Naiad back, right? I mean, we're not going to bluff into the Naiad, even if we could save it. Like, it's not where we want to put the Will. Oh, which meme? Where was it? Tim?
There are some who call me Tim.
Atomic, you're still being a tinfoil hat dude. Stop it. Come on. I was on the team, man. I was on the team. We did it for best of one. We did it for best of one because we felt that the feel bads of losing your best of one match to mana issues was frustrating enough, especially for the new players, that we felt that best of one should have it. The whole philosophy of it was about best of one. It is not happening in best of three. And if you're looking for something to hate about the shuffler or starting hands in best of three, you're just looking for excuses rather than improving your game. Okay, let's see. Speaking of excuses not improving my game, I'm at 0 hourglasses winding down, so I better do this here. Yeah, we can put this on the Wayfarer, now we can attack, right? Well, I don't want to be too harsh, Mushroom. I'm really glad you're here hanging out. Thank you for hanging out, Atomic Mushroom. I feel like I'm being a little harsh on you, sorry. But I do feel like I hear you saying things that represent paranoia about shuffling algorithms, and worrying about shuffling algorithms is a terrible place to put your mental energy. That's all I'm saying. It's trivial to program a good enough random number generator in video games. It's trivial. Okay, here's that will. Now, what can we do with it? We wait, and then we can at least start bouncing off the witness, right? I mean, we can also just take another hit from the witness. Maybe we find another trigger. Let's see, do we have another instant speed trigger? That might... We have another will. So if we drew another will, or like the Phalanx tactics, we could actually win combat. But yeah, I've been worried about the bounce spell, but although they didn't have it earlier, we know it's in their deck though. Gotta watch out for it. All right, I'm going to take it here and see if we can't kill this. Like, do we have any of our sacks? No, we have Soul Reaper and Lampad. Soul Reaper number 2 would allow us to kill this zombie, get the eyes back, and set up for something that actually wins against the witness. Yeah, the Brawler, not great. But they might not go for brawling the Envoy here. They're not going for anything. That's scary. What do you think they have? Maybe they're just playing around the possible Wrath that we might have? Okay, Wayfarer number 2 does set up Indomitable Will winning combat with the Envoy. So we'll try that. But I will start... I'm actually going to send in the eyes, even though I could play... Yeah, I guess Wayfarer doesn't matter. I'm going to send in the Sentinel 3/3. I know that they know what's up. I don't think they're gonna. Oh, you want to give us the eyes? That's what I wanted. Thanks. Maybe they have a counter. There's the Soul Reaper that I was just talking about for getting the eyes creature dead. I'm gonna save the Soul Reaper. Well, maybe I shouldn't. I just think like we do get a double trigger with it, and we might want to somehow be able to use this offensively. So I'm gonna wait. If they do go for a brawler, we win. You know, they can't get our envoy with the brawler, so let's see if they try that. Yeah, I would love for them to try brawler on envoy. And I think to bait it, I'm gonna just pass here and be like, we have no blocks. No, it was a different situation when we had last combat. We didn't have all those envoy plays until after combat. So by the time the envoy was good for attacking, it was already post-combat. Oppo with the instant. That's not that bad. It's fine even. Glad they use that now. In fact, although I should have sacked it, right? No, then I don't get to recast it. No, that was fine. I can't hold eyes for attack trigger if we want to possibly do the Indomitable Will win combat thing. Maybe I did my math wrong. 1, 2... Oh, yeah, we could have, I guess. Never mind. Yeah, we could have held eyes. And still get the block I'm looking for. So I like Hat's line there of just not bothering with the eyes yet. We're certainly selling the bait, though, right? They can follow with the brawl, but I think we got to go for it now. If this doesn't work out, at least with the Hateful Eidolon, we get some draws. We can even sack response with the Soul Reaper. I thought about that, Mike, but because I didn't care too much if our creature died because we get draws out of it, I decided to wait. I haven't seen any counters yet. No, that's another good point, Coolio. We're in game 3 and haven't even seen one yet. Now they can go to brawl the Envoy, but if so, we draw 2 cards and they lose their brawler. So I'd be down with that anyway. Ah, too bad. Would have been fun to save it even more. Interesting. Can we pull this off somehow? Definitely want a Wayfarer here. And yeah, I think hold the grass makes sense. And we just take a turn off here. And then next turn, try to Sentinel's Eyes, Grasp, and Tactics for one huge turn. Do you want, Mike, do you like setting up? Do you like setting up for next turn or going for some aggro here? Because we could get a lot done this turn. But Eutropia doesn't matter if all right. I'm gonna do it. Let's get aggro. I have no time, folks. I'm doing my thing again. I gotta do this or we're in trouble. And then grasp the Wanderer. Just remove a blocker. Out of hourglasses again, out of time. Got to come up with a line and go with it. I have no idea if this is the best line, but I got to come up with a line with no time, so we do it. They did have the mantle, so do we wait now? Well, I think we still send the Eidolon. I guess we can still send everything. If we send everything, the tactics... Let's see. Let's see what everything looks like. I'm sending it all. Yeah, we'll figure... Send them all, let tactics sort it out. All right, so where do we tactics this? We put this on this Wayfarer and then everything lives. Is that what we want, or do we want extra damage? Actually, we put it no, we want extra damage because it still lives even without it. So these live, all of this lives, except for this one. And that's fine. So let's go to the, let's get extra lifelink here. And then sack for a draw over here. Not the worst turn ever. And an enchantment off the top puts us in a pretty strong position. We were talking about saving our removal for Eutropia. Running low on clock, decided to just go for a big attack. We did get one in, and the cost, of course, is that we are now staring down Eutropia with no removal. But if we can find enchantment off the top, we should be pretty good. Most of the deck is left. Oh, no, that's not true. We've got Indomitable Will, Pious Wayfarer. Wow, what was I thinking? No, most of the deck is gone. Suddenly we self-milled ourselves almost to death. All right. Well, I thought we had a chance, but now it's all over. We have 2 spells left, and neither of them are good enough to actually just win the game here. So I liked this deck, but it is not. Oh, we found our spell. I guess we get to try, but I mean, we can't win from here, folks. There's nothing to do about it. So, like, we could sack stuff to draw and try to find our other Pious Wayfarer, but that doesn't do anything. So we swing and pray. Yep. I think this is the end for this one, though. Man, 1-2. I liked this deck. Swing and get ready to say goodbye to YouTube, more like it. Oh, just block everything, Oppo, and then you win. That'd be fine. You want to block nothing, Oppo? We go for that. Oh, I just feel like we don't have any other action. We have 4 cards in library. One of them is a Pious Wayfarer. The rest is what you see. And I don't see us winning the game here with nothing left in library. Yeah, we maybe we can work it out here somehow. Let's give it a try, any rate. Yeah, kill Naiad. And 2/2. Let's put the will. Put it here, and then that trades. I mean, bounces instead of trades. Or maybe we don't want that to happen. I guess we do Leonin to save the most. That saves the most, right? And then we want. We can put 2 pumps here. And 1 pump here. Wasn't sure which one to kill. We could have put it here and killed this, which maybe is a little better. Maybe Mike found a line that could have done something there, but getting a card doesn't do anything, though. Those of you who want cards, like, the only non-land we have in the deck is another Pious Wayfarer, so it just doesn't do anything. And no, there's no chance we outlast them. We have 4 cards in library. They have 14. We just don't have the tools here. We don't have the tools. Oh, look, a land. So yeah, and that's it. Like we have no tool. We have no capacity to win this game. I'm gonna attack in. Maybe they'll pass out and accidentally click no blocks. No blocks. That's true. We do have one more trigger. Should we try and trigger the eyes? I don't know if we can trigger the eyes to any great success, though. Now, let's move on. You figured it out, Oppo. You got us. You got us. All right. I'm very disappointed with those results, but I'm not super unhappy with drafting and play decisions. I let my clock run down enough that I was doing the scramble at 0 hourglasses, so I think I probably made some suboptimal lines being tight on time. But I'm going to add this to the decks. This is not the way it was supposed to go. Oh, sorry, see, that was a joke about the deck name. This is not the way, but we did what we could. We get to open 10. Let's get some mythics. That'll make me feel better. How about 10 mythics? No. However, look. I got some gems back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 180 on the grind, at least. For 200 total. That's true, Mike. Mike's playing to the Ryan angle. All right, thanks for hanging out, YouTube. Sorry we couldn't come up with some gems there. Some interesting decisions and a decent deck, but boy, rough draws today. Rough draws really got us. Wasn't our best deck ever, but I would pretty much happily take that into battle. I think it had some great aggro going for it. We just couldn't find the right draws today. Oh well. Thanks for hanging out, YouTube. We'll catch you next time.